Hi and welcome to my playhouse in Portugal, and today I'm gonna teach you how to make a casserole. I have a little bit of a fix that I need to do, and it's because I've had a little bit of damage to my roof, and I'll turn you around and show you. So this is the lovely kitchen in my playhouse here in Portugal, and I have a little bit of damage up here. It's the drywall on the ceiling that has taken some damage, and I'll show you how that happened. It's a little bit difficult to see, but if I zoom in, you might be able to see some tiles that has a slightly different color than the other ones, and a tiny little storm came by. And it lifted up a couple of tiles, and they came down again, and they landed on the drywall inside. My good friend Paul had this roof fixed in no time because I was so lucky. I had a few tiles on standby. Like here, I have what is that? That's 5 tiles for a rainy day or a little storm. Or sometimes these tiles sometimes they just crack in the sun. So I had a few that was meant for replacement. They weren't actually meant for this. They were just meant for if some tiles should crack. So I've never done this before, but yesterday I was up this part of the house. You can kind of see that the roof is tilted, but the kitchen ceiling here is totally flat. So this is it's not directly under the roof. You can actually get up there if you go this way, and I was up there yesterday and cleaning it so that it would be workable. So ugly room here and messy. There's a hatch here, and luckily I'm not too fat yet to get through it, but yeah, do it before dinner. But yeah, you get through that hatch, and then you have to go that way in, which is a bit of it's a tight fit. It's just, quite the squeeze. We're gonna have to go up there. Well, we don't have to, but we can. So my idea is that I'm gonna take a hole saw, and I'm gonna remove that little part that has broken badly, and then we're gonna take a hole saw to a perfectly fine piece of drywall, make a similar hole, put a piece on the back, and then and pop it in from up there. There are some rafters up there that's holding in the ceiling, and that was actually also why I was up there, to make sure that this is luckily right between anything. There's nothing there. There is good space to each side, so no issues whatsoever. I am gonna find a hole drill, and we're gonna drill a hole in my perfectly, well, it's not perfectly good ceiling, but it's yeah, it's always fun. Okay, have I told you about these Ryobi tools? I am so lucky that I purchased a hole saw when I was doing the bathroom fan, and I didn't just buy the size that I needed. I bought a set because now I'm just cleaning it. Has to look good on video. I could do the drill as well, because that has gotten isn't really showing the Ryobi colors too well when it's, never mind. So I got a set. It wasn't much more expensive than just getting the one that I needed back then. So I have some of different sizes, and I don't think we need the biggest one. That would be way too big. We need something smaller. This one's 152 millimeters. So let's see the second one. That's 120. I think I might actually be able to go with something even smaller, like that one. smaller here. Yeah, that would do perfectly well. No issue. Might even be, I'll just try one bit smaller. This is 89 millimeters. I think that will do too. I think we'll go with that. So it's not gonna take much to. Oh, that's one. That's not. That's the wrong one. We need the other. We need the bigger one. There. And tighten that a little bit, and then put that. And they have made this. This is not. It has like. It's meant to go in a drill. They have made it quite convenient. That's the wrong way. There. So now we can drill a hole. I need to replace the battery though, it's blinking at me here, so I'm gonna try something crazy. Well, yeah, I saved some of these plastic things. This one, you can buy some soup here in Portugal, and it comes in this thing. And I am afraid that I'm gonna get drywall everywhere when I start drilling up there. So my idea is to put this bowl of soup underneath the drill. So I'll show you that. So let's get that, and then let's drill a hole. This should do in the plastic bowl. Not into the table. I think the sink is cheaper. I don't know. Probably not. So, will this work? I think it will. Just a little thing before you start making a mess. Try and put the stuff away. That, like, if I had all of this open and it becomes really dusty, I will have dust in everything. By taking it away, I will limit the amount of cleaning that I need to do. You get the idea? I'm not gonna stand up there. I'm gonna have a problem. That's not long enough. I think it's good now. I can adjust it a little bit. Yeah. Let's give that a try. To get everything, I think that's a good place for it. Oh yeah, that worked perfectly. All the dust is here and the drill is good. I could have tightened that a bit better. That would have given me less wiggling, but yeah, perfect result. And naturally we have a hole in the ceiling. And to be quite honest, I could probably just put in another light and no one would ever see the difference. But yeah, we're gonna cover this up. We're gonna make it's gonna be a cover-up. Focus. Thank you. So you can see the ceiling up there. You can see the tiles and stuff. So we've moved outside. I have a piece of scrap drywall here. Actually, Paul gave me this. Yeah, I mentioned Paul a lot. He's a bit camera shy, so he doesn't want to be on film. But yeah, it's very helpful. So, and Paul is also the guy that I purchased the house from. So it's very awesome to have someone who knows everything about the house and that is willing to help. And drywall has gone up in price. This is nothing. This is barely €1 of drywall. And if you do any sort of drywall, you will know that you will have scrap pieces like this laying around everywhere, and often you can't get yourself to throw them out. So I want to make a square here to put up from the other side and pop down, but then I want to make a hole next to it and take the hole and put that on the middle of the square, so that when I pop that down from the upstairs, it's not gonna be much left over there. So yeah, we're gonna mess around with that. I don't want this drill hole in the middle of it, so I'm gonna take this drill thingy, the drill bit out of this, and it's done with a little Allen key here. I'll get that. So let's take that out. It's a little bit of a special drill bit. They have made a slot in it so that it's oh, come on, there, it has a flat side to it, and then that has this tiny little thing that can easily disappear if you oh, goes that way. And this time I'm gonna tighten it a little bit. I'm gonna find something to tighten that with, and put these things in before they disappear. So this is the square that I'm gonna put up there, but we're gonna drill the hole next to it there. So we're gonna take that hole and we're gonna glue it onto that square. I'm gonna take it out of the plasterboard with a Stanley knife, but right now, can I do that with a Stanley knife? And I might need to cut that way through. Never mind. But I'll make this hole while it's in one piece. Might be a little bit harder without the thing to, let's see how it's that wasn't hard at all. That went very nicely. So we have the plug hole. Awesome. And this is why we didn't do it in the kitchen. Yep. So now we'll take our ruler. I have a big wooden board, and that is also why that square became that size, because that was the width of this. Just simple math. Old and lazy. And the Stanley knife. There. And then this plasterboard should break very easily. Are you in view of my ridiculous? Oh, it actually worked very well. So far. There, plasterboard so far, and then we need our square piece. Oh, that didn't break well. I messed up a little bit there. Never mind, we're good. I think this side is the side that is sticking down, so we're gonna take that, and I'm gonna pretty this, and we're gonna glue that to that, and then we're gonna go up there and we're gonna put that in. So just not to have a lot of paper crap hanging around, I am removing some of it with this fine sandpaper here. So we moved inside to make a mess in here as well. So I got this from Paul. A lot of good stuff. He wants it back, but I could borrow some. And this is some glue, and it's meant for gluing. It looks very much like drywall that they're using there. So we're gonna glue the heck out of this. And I'm gonna pop that in there. I think the nozzle is very much okay. Where can we put that? Just a second. Piece of towel. Don't want the end. Could be some dry stuff. Yeah. No. And I have one of these scrapey things, so we're gonna scrape that around. Smells really good, this stuff. They have for sure put some of those healthy chemicals in here that makes your nose hairs curl up. I think it's something like liquid nail. Some of those products, they have different names in different countries. So here we are. We have glue everywhere on this now. And then some. Oh, yeah, that wasn't too bright one. So now we're gonna take this piece, we're gonna pop it in the middle of here and squeeze it out. There, cool. Our filler is ready to go upstairs, so we need to move before this dries up. So now we need to go up here. I have the studio lights with us. So this goes up. We'll turn the studio lights on. It's very handy. So that goes up. And then I could film myself going through there, but that means that I would have to go down and get the camera. And I'm bringing up our little thingy here. There. And now you're coming with me, so I'll stick you through first, see how we can do. And I do have my phone in my pocket if anything should happen. I am also gonna put on glove. So now you're going in. So you can see the ceiling space up here. Oh, I can squeeze through. So yeah, this is the ceiling up here. Oh, I was just about to put my arm on that one. So yeah, that's a bad idea. So we need to go that away where that hole is, and let me just admit, it's not as easy as it sounds. And this is clean. I have been up here yesterday with the vacuum cleaner and I've cleaned up here. There was a big bunch of stuff, rocks and stuff and mice poop and whatever over there, and that has now disappeared. Let's get a move on. And we're up here, and please do remember that when you're watching this video, I have come down again and I've loaded all the footage to my computer, uploaded it to Denmark, and used a couple of hours editing it. I'm fine. Thank you for asking. You can leave that comment for some other time now. So, I forgot this camera has a light too. So we're gonna move that way towards the hole where we need to put our plug in. And I'll get in there and we will say hello from in there. And this is above the kitchen. Whew, sorry, I'm a sweating mess already. It's getting hot here. Outside here is the scorching Portuguese sun. So our hole is right there. And we need to put that one on top of it. So I need to climb out there a little bit and get rid of some of the... that thing ended up here, so I didn't expect that. So let's see if we can make some lights over there. That will do. Okay, that thing we don't want. That's sitting there. Should I bring it out? Yeah. Oh, it didn't comb. Gonna get rid of a little bit of the paper here. Gonna clean around. So I'm above the ceiling of the kitchen and I don't want to go through. So we're gonna put our little thingy in there. I'm gonna keep it straight because that will look better. There. Done. And I can bring the vacuum cleaner up here again because I've made a mess here. This is the ceiling lights. So yeah, that's gonna do well. Let's get out of here. Okay, we could have a look around up here now. We're here. The kitchen is like built. There's like block work, so there's quite the amount of space that has gone to do that. Down there I don't think it's as much because the living room is back there, but I need to get out of here. I'm a sweating mess already. It's at least 30 degrees in here, so I didn't clean down there, so you can see kind of what it looked like before I cleaned. The vacuum cleaner wouldn't reach also down there, but up here I cleaned. Vacuum cleaner could reach that, but wouldn't go to the end, or it was getting warm and I wouldn't want to go to the end, so lazy Morten, sorry. And there is even like kind of a walkway here you can get around the outside of the kitchen here. Oh, there's a draft here. I'm alive. The hatch is closed, and that is why we're not gonna be spending a lot of quality time up there. I was up there for less than 10 minutes and my eyes are stinging from the sweat coming from my forehead and coming down, and my sweater is dripping wet, so I need to cool down. But let's go see the kitchen though. There we are. Wouldn't exactly call it plug and play. I didn't even get it in straight, but it's fine. I am not gonna redo it. We're gonna plaster the hell out of this. Okay, so it's an hour later and I'm looking at this paste Paul supplied, and Paul said that this was from this tiny little one was for the rough patches. I'm trying to mix this up as it seems to be ever so slightly aged, but we're getting there. It should be ready to use mix to put on. and I have a little I have a little wooden stick from a salad. It's doing really well. So I'll mix this until it's smooth. Okay, it's getting there. There's still a few lumps, but yeah, it's nowhere nearly as bad as it was. So I think this is okay. It's gonna have more than one go, so we're gonna use this spatula, get some in there, and I'm gonna put my finger around it, and then we're gonna let it dry up. This is quite the zoom in of my hole here. Yeah, I hope it's not gonna pop up. I should have put something heavy on it up there. And I made a mess already. Oh. Guess I didn't. I didn't drop it. I just felt like I dropped it. And I dropped it. I need one of those big spatulas. I'm actually pretty good at working with those. Considering that they're a lot harder. And another one goes. We did a little bit of a mess here. Let's see if it doesn't clean up. And gone it is. So while that dries up there, I have a little bit of a sing and dance for you. And this is about, it's not about this. This is about the fact that my friend Paul lent me this. And if I was to go purchase this, for those tiny little amounts that I needed, I did use a little bit of glue, probably 10% of one of these. So I would have to get a whole one to do that. So I don't know what this costs, but it's probably like 5-6 euros. Then I've used a little bit of this, probably used by 5%, nothing at all. I haven't actually used this. I think he might have told me the wrong thing. I think this might have been for the rough parts, and this was for the finer parts, but I'm not entirely sure. This seems like a lot more stiff. Never mind. The idea is that when someone lends you something, and of course Paul is gonna get this back, but he's gonna get it back in a better state than he delivered it. Because if I deliver this back and it's a mess, I haven't put the lead on, so you can't use the last little bit. This is dried up, and there's also I've gone into the canisters here and I've cleaned it up, so there is almost no mess. So it's like a nice little putty at the end of the canister. Same thing with this one. So when Paul gets this back, this is way nicer than it was. It's a used one, so naturally it looks a bit used. I do have a hard time getting this to sit. I think might be why it's a bit that's a bit iffy. I don't know why it's doing that. But when Paul gets this back, he's getting something back that is cleaner and nicer than the thing he lent me. This means that next time I have an issue and I ask Paul for something, I'm not gonna have Paul thinking about if I'm gonna treat his stuff right, because he will remember that I brought his stuff back nice and neat. Just a little sing and song. It takes you 5 minutes to clean this to make it look nicer than when you borrowed it. Okay, it seems like we have gotten some old stuff in the lid here, and that is why it's not closing correctly. So we'll just get rid of that so that it works perfectly again. So this doesn't dry up as quickly. If the lid closes correctly, this can last a lot longer. So yeah, no problem. Okay, it's time to give it a second coat. I'm having a little bit of issue with the camera. It does not like to focus. I think it's because of the spotlights that are right next to it. So sometimes it goes out of focus, but I see that it's still in focus. So we're gonna put a little bit on here, and I have a little crack there that we want to fill as well. So we're doing a cracking job here. And I can see that it has dried a little bit, so I did make a little adjustment so that I took my finger and I scraped it out so that it wouldn't fall down, and that has helped. So it's all in there, so it has expanded, extracted inwards. I have a rubber thing here. It's a rubber spatula, and well, it's what I have. I would have liked a metal one, but it's just to make it smooth. Okay, I won't exactly call it that it has disappeared, but it's definitely not as noticeable as it was before. I'll give it another layer and we'll see where we're at. Okay, it's the next day, and I have been adding a tiny layer to this more times than I will care to admit. But it is disappearing up there. Naturally, you can still see it, but when I come in here, I'm kind of blinded by the other lights, so only if I really focus on it, I will see it. I will though sand it one more time, and I'll give it one last layer, just to say that I've done it. There we are. I'll start down there, and I'll make it kind of a long wipe. See how that became way longer than, and we'll just go over it. Yes, I have joined the dark side. You can kind of see it up there. It's right there, so it's still visible to the camera here. Yeah, I'm gonna end it here. I'm gonna polish it one more time. I was gonna give it a little bit of paint, but it seems like this house has a lot of colors, and the only color that wasn't left by the previous owner, Paul, was ceiling white. There is this bluish color, and there is some reddish color and some broken white color, which is in another room, and a gray color, but white, nah. So I'm gonna have to go and purchase some ceiling paint, and white ceiling paint is really the cheapest paint you can get. So never mind. Thank you very much for watching my videos. Hope you got something out of this, and can repair your own ceiling if there is a boo-boo like on my ceiling. So have a nice day. Bye bye.